Hello friends, it's Evelyn here and welcome back to the channel. You can probably tell by my voice that I haven't had the best health week. Yes, I am currently recovering from flu. Yes, how wonderful. Who knew that you could get flu in the summer, but you definitely can. So until I am back up and running, have some gorgeous footage of my rose garden. This week I'm really excited to bring you some more beginner-friendly pattern drafting. And this week it's one of my ultimate favourite things, pockets. Yes, you heard it here first. We're going to learn how to draft 3 different kinds of pockets. Inseam pockets, slant or curved pockets, and welt pockets. So grab yourself a cup of tea and a smile and your pattern making supplies, and we're going to get drafting those pockets. For the purposes of the tutorial today, I am drafting the pockets using this short pattern, which is coming up here shortly on the channel. And I am using a smaller scaled down version of the pattern just so you can see everything on screen. The techniques we use today can be used to add pockets to any garment, for example a skirt, shorts or trousers. We are going to begin drafting our inseam pocket by tracing a copy of our front garment pattern. When drafting an inseam pocket for a darted garment like this, we are going to begin drafting at 1.5 inches away from that dart. To determine how long we want our inseam pocket along our side seam, we are going to measure the width of our hand and then add 1/2 inch of ease to this measurement, plotting this measurement down from the waistline along the side seam of your pattern. To begin drafting, I am going to draw a guideline parallel to my dart leg, starting from that 1.5 inch point. Then simply draw in the shape of your inseam pocket, curving upwards to meet with the mark on your side seam like so. When drafting, you also want to make sure that your pocket is at least a couple of inches above the crotch curve like so, and that's how you draft your inseam pocket. This particular pocket is drafted up to the waistline, and I tend to do this because I like the stability this gives to the pocket. However, you can also draft pockets so that they're just within the side seam. This is no problem whatsoever. It's completely your choice. So to create a garment with inseam pockets, you will have the pattern pieces for the front and back garment in their entirety and 2 of your inseam pocket pieces for each pocket you want to add to the garment. If you imagine after sewing all the way around that curve, your pocket will be formed. So let's sew an inseam pocket and get ready to laugh at my miniature version of the shorts. As you can see, I have already sewn the front dart and pressed it towards the back of the garment. Taking one of your pocket pieces, you are going to line it up along the front side seam of your garment and stitch using your regular seam allowance all the way along the side of the pocket. So I've sewn the inseam pocket along the side seam of the front of my shorts. I've then pressed the seam allowances to the inside of the pocket piece like so, and I've then repeated the same process with the back of my shorts. Place the short front and short back right sides together and sew all the way around the pocket bag, pivoting and then sewing all the way down the side seam. Okay, so for my inseam pockets, this is what the inside of my shorts look like now. As you can see, I've sewn all the way around the pocket, pivoting and then sewing the side seam of my shorts. I've gone ahead and pressed everything nicely in place, and I've basted the pocket to the top on the waistline at the front of the shorts like so. And if you imagine, this is half of your pair of shorts, and look, it's got a beautifully placed inseam pocket. How beautiful is that? So that's how you create an inseam pocket. To draft a curved or slanted pocket, we are going to begin with the draft of the inseam pocket, coming up a few inches on the side seam and making a mark, and a few inches inwards at the top of the pocket and making a second mark. Then you are going to simply join those 2 points using either a straight line to create a slanted pocket or a curved line to create, yes, you guessed it, a curved pocket. To construct the garment with this curved or slanted pocket, you would cut one of the entire pocket, one of the pocket up to the curved or slanted line which forms the pocket bag, and one of your garment front up to that curved or straight slanted line. And here are those pattern pieces provided for you as an example. And remember, there are no seam allowances, so be sure to add these when cutting out. Here is the front of our garment, and here is our pocket in its entirety, which, as you can see, actually forms the side of our garment. Together with the smaller piece, this is how our pocket is formed. So again, here is my little example, and you can see that my short piece here already has the curve cut out like we discussed in the pattern section of this video. You will also have the side, pocket side, which also makes up the side of your pattern like so. And you will also have your pocket bag piece. First thing we are going to do with this is attach our pocket bag. Placing it here, you're going to stitch just along the curve, then trimming the seam allowance and folding it over, pressing it in place. So I'm going to go and do that now. Okay, so our slanted pocket. So having sewn our pocket bag onto our shorts, I trimmed and clipped and pressed it in place. Looking at the pocket bag from the inside of our garment, I'm going to grab the side or the pocket of our garment and place it where it should be, in line with that pocket bag underneath it. And what I'm going to do in the next step is simply sew those two pocket pieces together around this curved edge. Stopping here, I'm not going to do this side, I'm just doing the curved piece all around here, and then I'll come back. Here is our slant or curved pocket. So I went ahead and sewed the pocket bag to the pocket all the way around that curve. I then went ahead and basted all the layers together at the waistline within the seam allowance and along the side seam at the seam allowance. And hey presto, here you have a beautiful curved pocket. To begin drafting my welt pocket, I am firstly going to trace the back portion of my shorts pattern. Once again, with a darted garment, we don't want to create our pocket too close to our dart, so I suggest you come down by at least 1.5 inches from the base of your dart. I plot half of the width of my welt pocket to the left of this mark and the other half to the right, and once again I am going to use the width of my hand plus 1/2 inch of ease to get that measurement. For the width of the welt, I have found that 1 inch is a great place to start. So I am plotting that width on, as you can see, and creating effectively a rectangle. My welt ended up being 1 inch wide and 5.5 inches long. Draw a line widthways through the centre of your welt and then come inwards by 1/4 inch on each side, making a mark. Then join these marks to the corners of your welt like so with little diagonal lines. To draw in our pocket, we are going to come above our welt at least 1 inch and at least 1 inch to the sides of our welt like so. Decide how deep you want your pocket to be and then create a rectangle around your welt. I decided to make my pocket 6 inches deep. Once again, make sure that your pocket isn't longer than the crotch curve on your garment. In terms of constructing your garments, you will have your garment piece with the welt transferred onto the right side of the garment, a pocket piece with the welt, and a pocket piece without the welt. The two pocket pieces will, yes, you guessed it, form the pocket and will eventually be attached to the back of the garment like so. And here is my garment piece, and you can see that I have transferred the welt marking onto the right side of my garment. The next step is to match up the welt marking on the pocket piece to the welt marking on my garment, and the pocket piece is attached to the right side of my garment. I am then going to stitch all the way around the welt, effectively stitching a rectangle. Having sewn our little rectangle, the next step is to carefully cut along that centre line we created earlier and along those little diagonal lines, effectively creating what looks like a little envelope. Having cut open our little window, we are now going to pass our pocket through that window to the back of our garment. We are then going to take it over and give it a really good press to open out that window. And here it is, beautifully pressed. Now we can talk about how to create the welt. Today we are going to create a single welt pocket. To do so, fold the bottom of the pocket upwards like so to meet the top edge of the welt, pinning it in place to create a single welt. If you wanted to create a double welt, all you would do is fold the bottom of the pocket to cover half of the opening and then fold from the top downwards to create a double welt. Okay, so I've gone and given it a good press, and you can see that the welt pocket is really starting to take shape now. So the next step is going to be go over to the machine, and we are going to stitch. Moving the short or the garment piece out of the way, we're going to stitch. We've got these two corners, we're going to stitch them down through all the layers right up to the line of stitching that's already there. We're going to do that on both sides along that line, holding those triangles down, stitching through the layers of our pocket at the back. Having stitched those edges down, I gave the pocket a really good press, and as you can see, it's starting to look really good. We only have one more step to complete this pocket. Turning the garment to the wrong side, we are going to grab our other pocket piece. Now remember, because we have created a welt with our first pocket piece, our second pocket piece is going to be a little bit too long, but do not despair. Simply pop the pocket piece over the top and pin it in place, trimming away any excess. Then take your garment to the machine and working on just the pocket pieces, sew all the way around the pocket bag. I also decided to zigzag around the edge of this pocket because this fabric can tend to fray. Okay, so having stitched all the way around the pocket and also zigzag to stop it from fraying. What I would do as well is get some hem tape and just to attach the top of the pocket to the garment, just to keep it in place. But there you have your single welt pocket. So there you have it, my friends, how to draft, create and construct 3 different types of pockets. I hope you enjoyed this just as much as I enjoyed making it. I am obsessed with pockets and I know a lot of other sewists out there are too, so I hope you're one of them. Make sure please to be kind to yourself with whatever you're doing this week. Feeling even more unwell this week has made me realise I really need to take things a little bit easier and kinder on myself too. Yes, I need to listen to my own advice. So I'm spending a lot of time having cuddles with Luna, oh the hardship, and of course a nice cup of stinky tea. Take care everyone, bye bye. How beautiful. Pretty girl. I'm such a beautiful girl.